It's already in here. That's what's up. Much love to my guy. Thank y'all for joining in, man. Today we're doing a live Hot Wheels shoot. And here's a disclaimer right at the beginning. When I say Hot Wheels shoot, I don't specifically mean only Hot Wheels. I mean, generally speaking, 1/64 scale vehicles. So there will be different brands. It might not only always be Hot Wheels, but Hot Wheels is just a brand that's like Saran wrap. It's a notable brand, so it's easy to just say Hot Wheels shoot instead of 1/64 scale shoot. It doesn't roll off the tongue as well as Hot Wheels shoot does. Plus, it doesn't bring in the people, and that's what we want to do. So here we go. But the first one we will shoot today will be a Hot Wheels, and it's one that I was excited to get because it's super cool. I don't really have any attachment to the car. I don't know what it's from or anything like that, but I think it's pretty cool. So this is going to be the first one we're going to shoot today. It's going to be Barbie Extra, new for 2022. I found this thing in Walmart. It was in the back of the shelf. Maybe it was Target. I don't remember. Well, it's Hadney and Kaz, my boy, Casual Toy Collector. Please go check out his channel. He does dope videos, dope music, and he does a live stream every night where we talk about toys and all kind of cool stuff, man. Go fuck with Cass, man. He's the guy. Casual Toy Collectors. He's on YouTube. He's on Instagram. Go holla at him. Yeah, so here we go. Back to this. We got the Barbie Extra. It's a tune from the Tuned series, the fifth one of the series. Grab your swimsuit and jump into Barbie's extra dream car. Ride top down in style and dip into the pool on those extra hot days. Extreme proportions, over-the-top styling for the Tuned series of Hot Wheels. All right, that's enough of the packaging. Let's get up into this thing. Now, even though it isn't a treasure hunt or something special, I really think it's a cool car. And for me, that's what 1/64 scale car collecting is about. Just the coolness of the vehicles or whatever it is that I'm shooting. It doesn't always have to be a premium or a treasure hunt for me to look for it. Some people focus on only treasure hunts and special cars, but I don't do that. I try to go for what I like. I try to go for what's fun. Because at this point, I'm really only shooting for fun. All right. Let's get a light set up in here. I'm using the black background right now. I may switch it later depending on how well or the color of the photos. I'm gonna start with the pink lights and see what they look like reflected on there. I gotta get a towel to wipe down this area. I didn't think that this thing would be that dusty. And I'm pretty sure all that dust is gonna show up in my photo. And I don't know where my microfiber towel is at. So we're just gonna use a regular towel. Bam. There we go. Hey, Cammy, thanks for joining in. All right. Now, I like to shoot with my Canon Rebel T6. This is my favorite camera. This is my guy. This is an extension of my hand at this point. I love this thing. Cammy asked, "How many shots do I take until I get the shot?" Honestly, Cammy, that's my problem. That's my biggest problem, is that I don't know when I have the shot. So I just keep shooting until I decide to move on. I probably should have a standard amount of shots I shoot, but I really don't. I don't put the camera on a tripod like most people do and move only the figure. I like to move the camera around and move the figure around to get dynamic angles. So I may take there's been times when I've taken up to 200 shots of one Hot Wheels car, like insane. And don't get me started on like actual action figures with different poses, like Transformers or something like that, with different poses and different modes. I've taken 500 shots of certain Transformers, or especially something like this that's got technically kind of three modes. I've taken 500 shots a session of tracks alone, and you can only post 10 of them on Instagram. So that's I don't even know what percentage that is, but it's wild. So there's just a whole bunch of tracks photos on my phone that aren't going anywhere. So that's always fun. All right, we're gonna get this started. My kids and I were modeling. The photographers usually had the camera hooked up to a laptop monitor, look at each photo in real time. There is a way that I can do that. The Canon does connect to the phone. There's an app that you can connect to the phone, and I could shoot that way. Um, but for those situations when you're doing portrait shots, you definitely want to do that so that way you don't it's not like it was back in the '80s where, like, you don't know what the photos are gonna look like until after they're developed and they gotta go to a dark room and something like that. These, they go right to a computer, and so you could change a pose. If a hair is not in the right place, something like that, you can change that stuff quickly. So, yeah, shooting and going directly to the computer is a good way to do it if you're shooting, um, portrait shots in a studio. Let me take you through some of the settings. Let me get the background. Oh, that's why it won't come up because I had this shutter on. All right, so I got AI focus on, shooting in RAW. That's my f-stop. That's my position. 1600 ISO. The ISO is usually the one that I change the most because at this point I care more about the light and less about the actual shot. Now that may sound crazy to you, but what I figured out through DSLR photography is that the light is what matters the most. The amount of light that gets in the photo and how the shutter reacts to the light is really the most important part about the shot. So that's what I focus on. So right now we're going to take a few test shots and see if we can see what our settings look like right now, and then see if there's any adjustments that we need to make. Wow, first shot actually came out really good already. You never really get a good shot out of the first one. But I like this. See the way that the light's reflecting in the wheel wells, and you can see the pink through the back. There's a little bit of glare on the windshield, but it's colored light, so for me, it works out. Can't really get it good. Yeah, see how it looks? It's a purple. That's what you want. You want the light to reflect, and you want it to look like it's light there, but the light isn't directly on it, even though it is. Thank you, Cammy. Thank you. All right, so see how I got that shot. Now all I'm gonna do is take the camera and tilt it up a few degrees. Now, when we look at it, we got this one and that one. Now this it's a subtle difference, but for me, it's everything. It's everything. Just that subtle difference of angle is everything for me. There's way more light reflecting off the top, and you can see a little bit more inside the car. And you can see the light reflecting off the windshield. I got to turn the camera so you can see it like that. But yeah, so yeah. Then we take another one and we go up a little bit higher. Yeah, that's the goal, Cass. Is for to make it look like there's lights on it, to make it look like it's in a studio being lit up. So bam. So that's three different waves. And so that's what I'll do. I'll go up I'll go slightly up, 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 and then I might get a full top view, and then I might try to go under and get like a shot where I'm trying to perspective and have it looking up, and then I'll just turn it around, and that alone will end up being 50 shots right there, and I haven't even turned the car. The car is still in the same position that it's in. I'm just moving my camera around. So that's 50 shots right there that I'll end up with. All right. So yeah, so then I'll take the camera and I'll move it this way. This helps me get the light reflecting on the back instead of me turning the vehicle. You wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get the light reflecting off the back. You would just see the light reflecting off the side. And for me, like I said, those angles are important. So I take the camera and I move it this way instead of taking the car. Uh-oh, we get in trouble already. I'm turning it that way. Bam. So that's two different shots. Let me show y'all. So that's the one we just took where I turned the car, and that's the one we took where I turned the camera. See how you get the light reflecting off the front and back? That's where the car turned. But this is what the camera turned, where the light is just showing off the back. And that's the shot I wanted. I wanted the light bleed to show down at the bottom, and I wanted whatever that little license plate thing is to be illuminated. And to me, that's the difference between those two shots. Right there, you got all the light reflecting down at the bottom. On this one, you don't really have that. It's just bleeding right down in the back, and that's what I wanted. I wanted just a light bleed in the back. But that's also a good shot too, so I'm keeping that one. Bam, that worked out. Happy accident. All right, and here's another little tip. Right now, I'm not shooting on a flat, perfect surface. So if I want my subject to stay in place, I use this. Take a little piece out. As you can see, it's all chewed up here at the bottom. I take a little piece out and I apply it to the bottom of the subject, and then bam, there we are. Now I also have to watch out because the last shoot I did, I used the sticky tack to shoot, and I put too much of it at the bottom, and then some of it showed, and it messed up the whole second half of my shot. So that was terrible. So I got to keep an eye on how I'm using that sticky tack or where it's at. All right, let's get one more shot in this way, and then I'm gonna just change vehicles just to give you a different perspective on how it goes. Bam. Turn it around. Bam. Yeah, we're getting a lot of good shots, man. This car is giving me good stuff. I don't know if it's because of the color of it and the lights are reflecting off of it or what, but this subject is giving me good vibes, and I like it. I shoot in manual mode all the time, but there's no on my video because that was super irritating. Can y'all still hear me? Is anybody still watching? Y'all hear me? Who knows? Hopefully I didn't lose audio just now. I'll never get a phone call except for when I'm on live all of a sudden. Crazy. All right, let's do this. So we got this thing turned around. I'll tell you what, Cammy, I took photography in school and I hated it because my teacher was uninspiring. He was one of those teachers who had who who probably was like good or had like a popping career at some point, and then he just fell into teaching, so he was like bitter. So he was like super angry all the time, and he was very unencouraging. And so back then, back when I was in high school, I didn't even like doing photography. Yeah, I didn't even like doing photography, so I didn't pick it up until later when I really started to shoot with my phone. And don't be afraid to shoot with your phone. Don't be afraid to pull your camera phone out and just start taking some shots. Little do you know that your camera phone has the same stuff that this has in it. Maybe even better. Maybe even better. So I have an iPhone 13 and the camera is rival to this one. Like you're walking around with a digital camera in your pocket right now. So do not be afraid to shoot with your phone. That's where I started shooting at. And there's no shame in that. Trust me. So? So? It's not about the device, it's about your vision. She said she has a cheap Walmart phone. Who cares? As long as you got a camera on that thing and your eye vision and what's in your brain is coming across, then that's all that really matters. The device does not make you. You make the device. You make it do what you can do with it, not what it does for you. Yeah, natural light is good, but I use a lot of artificial light. I'll be honest. I really, really don't like shooting outside because I can't control the light as much as I want to. But here in the studio where I can control these lights, I can turn them up, I can turn them down, I can put them where I want them. I have a lot more control. And for me, that's what I really want is the control. All right, we got something else here to shoot. We're going to switch it up. This is the Cloak and Dagger from Hot Wheels. So this thing is green and blue. We're going to switch up the lights, see what we can get out of it. Well, actually, I'm going to take one with the old light. That's my new thing I've been doing. Is trying to take one with the lights from the car before, one or two, and then switching the lights to generally match the figure. And I don't know how well it's working out, but I'll give it some effort. So yeah, we'll keep this one on the normal, on the previous colors, and then we'll switch it. There we go. Put some sticky tack down on this guy so he doesn't run away. Bam. All right. So now I'm going to switch the lights up. I'll take this and I'm going to put it down to turn it all the way down to about 120 to get some green in there. Bam. And we'll turn this one down to around 240 to shoot with the blue. Bam. There we go. Now we take a few test shots. Now, already I can tell you I don't like the way that came out. See all that light reflection right there? That's what I don't like. I don't like this glare. So my goal is to prevent this from happening. I don't honestly don't know any real photography rules, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a professional at all. I just go off of what I like. But what I do know is that I don't like that. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, and I don't know what other people do to prevent it. But what I'm gonna do is move the light. So I had the light here, and I just adjusted it to there. So if you can even see how it's reflecting right there, if I just take this light and move it slightly, all that glare goes away from right there. Now we take another test shot. I never get phone calls, and all of a sudden I got two phone calls on a Saturday afternoon when I'm streaming on live. This is wild. Trying to make me feel popular. All right, so bam. That's see that? See that one slight difference? See that ugliness, or in my opinion, ugliness? and then bam, now it's all gone. Look at that. And now you can see all the detail that were right there and everything. Just from that one small adjustment. Car in the same spot, everything. Camera in the same spot, everything. It just moved the light. And now you get all the highlights that you wanted to get. So yeah, it's just about making adjustments. We're gonna zoom it in a little bit because this car's got a lot of good details. And we want them to come across in our shots. Bam, look at that. Thing looks gnarly from the front. Oh, there's the other car. Yeah, this thing looks gnarly from the front. You get a back angle. Another thing you want to do is make sure that your viewfinder is focused on a specific point. That's what I learned about with these DSLR cameras. Is you want to make sure that your viewfinder is set on a specific point. And when you do that, you get a sharper image, a sharper section, and then a less sharper section over here. So it's zoomed in, it's focused on this, and it's less focused on all the rest of it. But it doesn't fall off. You see what's there. It's just not as sharp here as it is there. You can change that in the settings, but for me, I like that. That's kind of my style. Like I said, I'm no professional, and I don't claim to be. So I really just go for what I think looks good. And then hopefully y'all feel it. And even if you don't, I still like it anyway. You know? Bam. See that? Yeah, actually, I should be shooting this car in a different background because the blackness is really taken away from the detail. The black background is really taken away from the detail that I want to come out in the car. But I don't feel like switching the background for every vehicle. So I'll just shoot this one with the black and then probably reshoot it later on with the white. We'll get one more shot of the front and top side of this thing. Bam. Look at that. You can hardly even tell what that thing is. It doesn't even look like a car. That's why I love Hot Wheels. People like to get the real life cars and they only focus on cars that exist in the real world, which is cool. I get it. But for me, this is my bread and butter. This is the stuff I like. I like different things. I would love to walk outside of my house one day and see something like this rolling up and down the street. Just something different. I mean, yeah, these cars are fine. This is a Porsche. Yours. Porsche Panamera, I believe. And you can walk out. There's one of these right outside my house right now. It's not mine. It's outside. I live in apartments. But yeah, there's one outside my house right now. I can walk it downstairs and see this car. This is cool. This is fine. But there's no dragon car outside. And that's what I want to see. Oh, you know what? I think this thing comes apart. I don't remember how to take it apart. But I think it does come apart. There we go. So it's got a top and a bottom. There's a little cover part. And this is what it looks like under the cover. I'm gonna take a couple shots of that too. I forgot that it came apart. That's another cool thing about Hot Wheels cars. They have little special play features. You can't do that with a Porsche. Porsches don't have special play features. They just look cool. Bam. I see that some of these don't. They look way better on the camera than they do showing through here. But yeah, so yeah, you can get a better. You can see better. That way it doesn't look. It's not that flattering, but when you tilt it a little bit, you can see. I'll put the shell next to it and make it look like a dual shot, even though it's actually one car. Bam, there we go. And if you didn't see me just take this thing apart, you wouldn't know that that was the same car. You would think it was two different things. So that's pretty cool. And like I said, no RLC cars do that. So yeah, that's why I go Hot Wheels. All right, let's move on. I just wanted to shoot this. I didn't know I hadn't shot it. So I'm going to shoot this right now. This is a Johnny Lightning Lowrider. You got the Impala Super Sport, all painted up fat, tiny wheels with the Dayton's on there, gold spokes. Nice little lowrider. Johnny Lightning. 1995 Chevy Caprice. This is my dream car, believe it or not. A 1995 Chevy Caprice is my dream car. I know it's a crazy dream to have, but it's real. I would love to drive around in that car. I would be driving around in it now. I wouldn't even be talking to y'all. I'd just be driving. For real. All right, so let's get this set up. We're gonna change the light. We're gonna go up to not that wrong button. We're gonna go up to 240. Make it purple. And then we'll bring this one down. I'll bring this one up to about 360. I try to make the lights match the vehicle so that it looks like the light from the actual car is illuminating the aura, if that makes any sense. But yeah, that's my goal when I shoot with these lights. All right, that was our test shot for that one, but I wasn't zoomed in enough. So yeah, we'll try another test shot. Damn. But see, we got two problems already. We see the sticky tack under there. We don't like that. And it's not really popping as much as we'd like. We can tell the car is purple, but on this, it's not really giving us what we want. So we will have to make some adjustments. There we go. Hopefully that looks a little bit better. Oh, I gotta go tackless for this one. It's too visible. So hopefully she doesn't run away on me. Oh yeah, now another setting I'm gonna change is the ISO. Now, for me, I think I want this to be a little bit brighter. Yeah, so we went up to 3200. Bam. And that's what we want. All right, so you see this shot and that one. That one's got a little bit more detail on it than that one. This one's kind of dark and washed out. This one's brighter. and a little bit more illuminated. So for my eye, that's the light. That's what I want. And you can always darken it in post. That's why I like shooting in RAW. You can always darken it later on. So we just lit the camera. Take it this way. We lift it up. We want to get some of the back there, but the top. And then we'll get a high shot just for fun. Bam. All right, let's take a look at these. There we go. So this is the high shot. Yeah, I might have to switch to the back, but blot the white background just so we get a better understanding what we're doing here. This two camera system is not giving me what I want. But yeah, so this is an example of how I move the car. There's slightly movements, or slightly different views, but they give you different light reflections. They give you a little bit different angles, a little bit of different bleed on the bottom. And that's what we want. That's why I move the camera, to get different perspectives. That's my goal. Bam. And now we're just going to start rotating the car around. We shoot it from all angles. All right, here's another good example of the focus. Now, I switched the focus from the grill to the head to the hood. See that? See how the grill goes away basically? But on this one, we got good lines. Blurry lines, good lines. Very subtle, but those are the difference between an okay shot and a great shot. See how it's just a subtle difference. Bam that, bam that. And that's just how my eye works. Just subtle differences. But I'll end up shooting 500 shots of one car. I'm definitely not going to do that today because we want to keep it moving. We want to see different things. But if I'm just shooting by myself, yeah, I'll just shoot the same car for an hour or so. Bam. There we go. Cycle through. And that, look, that's just how it works. That's basically the same shot, just different focuses. Focus is on the tire. You can't really tell, but the focus is on the tire. So if you look here, this front tire is all in focus, and the rear tire is not. There we go. Some people's goal when they shoot 1/64 scale cars is to make them look like they're shooting a life-size car, but I don't like to do that because I feel like it's not. It's not a real life car. It's a smaller car. So I try to take advantage of the smallness and make it be able to tell, yeah, it is small. And that's what you do. The way you do that is with shots like this. You don't shoot a car light. If you were at the actual car show or something, you wouldn't have this angle. You wouldn't be up on a ladder shooting down like that. You only get this angle if you're bigger than whatever the subject is. This one is kind of a straight on shot where it kind of looks like I'm trying to take a photo from right in front of the car, but this one is an unrealistic shot. All right, we're gonna get one more shot of the back of this thing and then move on. Bam. All right, let's move on. We got about 40 minutes left. I'm gonna be on here for about an hour, but we're gonna keep it moving. Let's see, what else are we gonna shoot? Should I bust open something? I should be more prepared. We're gonna shoot the Kyle Busch. Sport Clips, Kyle Busch, NASCAR Authentics. Frequent. Kyle Busch is one of my favorite drivers. So this is not any perpetrating. This is for real, for real. Let's bust it open. Give it some shots. Bam. This looks like a Toyota Camry. All right, so I'm gonna do one with the lights on the last one or two with the lights on the last one, and switch the lights up to match the vehicle. Which I think I'm gonna go red on this one. Let's see again. See how light bleed? Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. This one came out kind of okay. I want a little bit more, but it's okay. All right, so we got those two. Now we're gonna switch the lights up. I'm gonna go red on this one. I keep pressing the wrong button, and it's live, so everybody just saw me press the wrong button. But it's all good. Sometimes you just gotta rock with your happy accidents. Bam, so we got red on that side. And then, you know what? We might just keep this one the way it is. We might darken it a little bit. Yeah, take it up to 290. And leave that one the way it is. All right, let's take another test shot. See if there's any settings we want to change. Yeah, we definitely want to change some. We probably want to put that ISO back down. The white is really reflecting, and we don't want that. So we're going to go to the settings, click on the ISO. The ISO, let me go back. Seriously. All right. The ISO is a light sensitivity relative to the subject or ambient brightness. So it gives you an example too of when you're changing it. Dark indoor scenes and outdoor scenes at night. So that's the setting we want. Give it another clickaroo. Bam. Now we got what we want. Let me show ya. Now we got our good light blue down here at the bottom. That's what we want. And look at that. Look at the difference. 3200 to 1600. Just that. You can visibly see the light reflecting and how crazy it looks. And bam. It's all tamed down and it's all where we want it to be. So there we go. There we have it. All right, let's get into it. Now that we've got our settings the way we want it. Get into it. Bam. All right, we'll move this thing around. Bam. All right, let's look at these. Let's scroll back there and look at those. Look at that light bleed. Now this one isn't really that good of a shot because the back end is cut off, but you get a good shot of the front end. You can combat that by just changing the angle of the car, but I didn't do that for this one. I just changed the angle of the camera. You got to kind of work with both of them sometimes, especially when you want to, if there's a specific shot you're looking for, a specific look you're looking for, you got to kind of work with both of them and don't just be one dimensional. Yeah, now see this? We don't like that. We don't like that ugly bleed right there. So we are going to move the light. There we go. Bam. And then we'll turn the camera sideways to try to get a longer view. And bam. All right, now let's take a look at what we got. All right, this is our longer view one that we just did. Or we don't have that much light bleed because I put the light in the back. But we still get a little, but not as much as we really want. But bam, that's the top view. This is a more front view here. Top front. Completely dead front. Yeah, see that? See the difference between when I move the light and where it was? It's subtle, but it's there. There's no more of that light bleed. That ugly little glare that we got right there. It's easily editable. So if you want this light bleed here, but you don't want it here, you can edit it. But I don't want to do that. I want the shot the way I want it. All right, we'll take one more shot of the back of this bad boy and then get on with our day. And then we'll do a long wide. That one wasn't really in focus like I wanted it to, so I gotta make the viewfinder go to where I want it. Bam. All right, let's take a look at those. That's a long shot. That's a sideways shot. Yeah, there really is no difference between these two shots. Those are pretty identical. All right, let's move on. Let's do another. Should we do another NASCAR? What do we have? Oh, bam. We'll go right back to Hot Wheels with the Venomized Spider-Man Dodge Hemi Challenger 1970s version. Spider-Man Maximum Venom. See the rest of the cars in the series. I got a few of the other cars. I didn't get the whole set. But yeah, this is one of the cool ones from the set, so I had to shoot it. It looks really good on the card back. I'm gonna hate taking this thing off, but that's what we do. We pop them open and we shoot them. Bam. Oh yeah, let me show y'all what this thing looks like. Look at the detail. Some of these Hot Wheels cars, they really show up and they show out. Some of them, they kind of drop the ball. But I love that little hood scoop detail. That's the bottom. I know people love to see the bottoms of Hot Wheels. So bam, there we go. Yeah, like I said before, we're just gonna take a shot of it with the lights from before. It came out all right. Actually, it came out better than I thought it would. Let me shoot another one and I'll show you. Now, this issue is not the same issue that we have with the other car. The light is reflecting fine, but see how the body kind of covers the top of that wheel and it adds a shadow? I don't like that. So, what I'm going to do is push the car back a little bit in the set and then bring my light forward a little bit and then see if I can't just eliminate some of that shadow. And there we go. All right, so let me show you. See how the shadow reflected over the tires and we got a little bit of darkness there. With the light moved, bam, now we see way more of the tires and it's not as shaded as it was before. Before, after, before, after. You see? And with after, we get the light bleed that we want. I want that. Not everybody wants that, but I want it. So yeah, just a subtle difference. That's the difference between my shots. Just subtlety. So you might see 10 shots up on Instagram and you're thinking, why is this man posting the same photo over and over? But you really got to look at what I'm looking at, which is the focus and the way the light's bouncing. Which, I mean, nobody really does. But photography nerds, they get it. They get what I'm doing over here. The rest of you just see the same photo, the same time over and over and over again. All right, let's get some of the sticky out because this thing is running away from me. Boom. All right. Come on, baby. All right, now here's a little camera trick that I like to do, which is changing the focus. So if you notice here, it's subtle, but you can see that I changed the focus just a bit. So right now I have the focus on the front of the vehicle, and in this one I had the focus on the emblem there. It's subtle, but it's there. And that's caused by changing the position of the viewfinder. So there you go. See how it's all detailed in the front there? And not as detailed there. And yeah, it's a subtle difference, but it's what I look for. It's the difference between a good shot and a great shot to me. Turn this thing sideways. If you notice, I didn't even adjust the lights. The lights kind of stayed. All right, that was bad potting, but let me show you guys what I did. Yeah, this one, I'm not gonna get a good angle on this one, but trust me, it looks a lot better on the camera than it does on you guys. All right, I'm gonna turn this thing around. That's my new Hot Wheels catchphrase. I'm gonna turn this thing around and then move on. I said that thing. I said it like 6 times throughout this whole video. Now, see, this is the mistake I was talking about before. See that? Can you see that? You probably wouldn't see it if I didn't just point it out. But that's all I see when I look at this photo. My eye goes straight there, straight to the sticky tag. And as a matter of fact, in this shot, you can't even see it, but I see it. I see it because I'm looking right at it. So what I do is I take the sticky tack and I move it from the back to the front if I want to shoot the back. And then you don't see it as much. Alright, bam, let me show you. Now that we've got the sticky tack moved, see how you can see it there, but you can't see it there because it's gone. And that's the difference between a good shot and a great shot. Subtlety, man. Alright, let's move on. I think we got time for one more. I'm not trying to take up too much of y'all's time or my own time. I got stuff to do later on. I'm pretty sure y'all do too. Let's bust out something good to close with. The Monopoly token game exclusive Shiny Lightning. Well, it's cheap or Challenger. I got a whole bunch of other cars in the series. Actually, some of these sound pretty dope. Speed Racer, Monopoly, Clue, 007, Pop Culture Series, Collect All 6. Wasn't going to happen. This is from a Hobby Lobby, I believe. Hobby Lobby's always got the dope stuff. Bust it open. This is I didn't even say what type of car it was. This is a 1982 Chevy Camaro. All right. Let me give y'all a better view of that thing. Got some Monopoly branding on the side. Go straight to jail. Do not collect $200. Go straight to jail. I love this lighting up. This lights on the top. Those are pretty dope. I got the prison man on the back. This is pretty dope. And I think these are rubber wheels on here. That's the bottom of this guy. I know y'all love to see the bottom of these cars. I know that's why you even tune in. It's just to see the bottoms. So I'll give you what you want. I'll give it to you. That's all I get in the comments is, can I see the bottom? Can I see the bottom? Bam! There it is. No, nobody says that. I really just made that up. But maybe somebody will say it one day. I'll make it a thing. All right, we're not even going to go. We're not even going to go. You know what? We are going to go. So I'm going to adjust this one just a little bit. I'm going to keep this one red. I'm going to make this one blue. So it'll be like a cop car. Take this light down to 240. Bam. Around 243. Look at that. And we got a little cop aesthetic. Take our test shots. All right, let's take a look at these test shots. All right. right away, we know that we want to darken this because the white is reflecting too high and it's not giving me the result that I want. So I'm going to change the ISO one more time. Put the subject in. Bam. All right, we're going to go down to 800 on this one. All right, let's get this. Bam. All right, let's take a look. So this is with the 800 ISO. Bam. Now see, look, this is 1600. That's 800. 16, 8. So look how much light the 16 let in. It's all crazy reflected back there. You get a lot of light bleed here, which we like, but it's too much on the back. This is the shot that we want. We got some centralized light bleed, and there's not too much reflection on the back and the other sides of the car. So let's get some more shots of this guy. This one we're going to turn it around because we got way more details on different angles. So we're going to turn this car around more than we normally would because we want to see everything. We get the upshot. That one I don't like. It came out a little bit too dark. Or I might have to retake that upshot. Spin it around. And bam, we got that. All right, let's look at these that we just took. So this one's got some extensive bleed at the bottom. I really like that. Bam, look at that. The blue and then the red. You can still see some of the blue hints, but on this one, you can still see some of the red hints. I like that. I like how those came out. That looks like a cop car. This is the upshot I took. I don't like that, so I'm definitely gonna reshoot that. And that's that. And we're back to the beginning. Let's go through. Want to go through? Ooh, look at that mess up one. That's when the autofocus wouldn't get where we wanted it. Now these, I try to get some dynamic shots to make it look like, I'm trying to be artsy with it. That was my goal on that one. See, look, see, look, this is why I like this type of posting. Now this is the car with its own light. That's the next car with the old light. And then bam, that's the car with the light it's supposed to have. So sometimes it works out. Sometimes you get a happy accident, and sometimes you got to make the light look how you want it to look. Hit the lowrider again. And there is the Kyle Busch car again. There we have it. All right. Thank you guys for joining in. I had a great time shooting. I plan on making this a weekly event where I come in, shoot different things. Sometimes it might be 1/64 scale cars, Hot Wheels cars. Sometimes it might be action figures like Transformers or Marvel Legends. Sometimes it might be an outside landscape photography shoot. You never know. But this has been Treymatik. what's happening out there, and y'all have a good day.